baby, listen to me speak, yeah. No matter what, just let it go.
Persway, but what's going on, everybody? If you like Identity V content, you know what to do. Go and hit that subscribe button under Gaming Grizzly, because I fucking suck. I don't post videos all the time. Sometimes I disappear. I laugh at my own jokes, right? For some reason, I'm taking like single mom or dad 35-year-old photos on Instagram. I don't know what the fuck's going on with me. I'm a complete basket case, and I'm all over the place. So go to Gaming Grizzly and go and subscribe to his fucking channel, because I'm a completely unreliable person. I'm the person that you bring home, you think that I'm a good guy, and your parents are trying to tell you that there's a whole bunch of fucking red flags, and you don't see it because you're just as fucking stupid as me, because you actually thought it would be a good idea to bring me home with you. Okay, so with that being said, ignore everything that just happened, right? Shake it off. What the fuck, Persway? What's going? Ignore me. I try to be funny sometimes. It doesn't work all the time, but sometimes it does. You know what I mean? It's kind of like spraying an Uzi. You know, I just hope that one of the bullets connect. All right. So this video is yeah, I'll be low-key looking for Gaming Grizzly's comments. And anyway, so you ever have those matches? Remember I told you there's a good blowing ass and a bad blowing ass? Well, when you blow ass, but the bad type of blowing ass, but the enemy that you're playing is blowing more ass than your ass that you're blowing. Does that make sense, right? No? This is super inappropriate, but whatever. I don't promote these videos to kids anyway, so by all means. One of the thing about Lizard or Lucino, you're going to see me make a ridiculous amount of mistakes in this video. I don't fucking care. Because, like, I don't want to pretend like I'm constantly perfect. And I've been doing a better job at showing some shitty gameplay, funny gameplay. Before I start showing a lot of my good Lucino gameplay, I really wanted to take a step back. Excuse me. You guys know that I do my videos in one take, so I'm not edited. I just burped. My bad. I tried to hide it. Couldn't. Slipped out. Okay. So before I eventually come out with video footage of like me playing Lucino really well, I wanted to show some, like, I really wanted to set the tone. I wanted you guys to be part of my journey of just completely blowing ass. Remember the bad type of blowing ass, and that journey of at least getting semi-good. I don't want to be the #1 Lucino. I actually think the character rankings in this game are fucking ridiculous. The way that we have a very small market, so when you're in the higher tiers, you can literally just play a character for 2 weeks with a really good teammate. Like that's one strategy. Or you can, if you're in the higher tiers and you just win, you aren't always especially good with that character. It just means that you can gain points faster than other people, and therefore it's not the same like it is over in China, like it is in Southeast Asia. Yeah, and that doesn't apply to everybody either. #1s are usually pretty good, but my point is that I think that the character ranking system is fundamentally flawed. That's why I don't really talk about my badge or my ranks anymore. It's a nonsense thing. So, at least for our market, because the market's not saturated. So anyways, I don't want to be the #1 Lucino. I don't want to be a top Lucino. I just want to be good with him where I can enjoy him, and I feel like I can do a lot of mind games. And really what's difficult with Lucino is that, like, when you're in tier 5, even tier 6, sometimes the survivors, because it is easier to rank now, not easy for survivors. We know that the game, well, we're not going to get into that hunter side of game. We're not going to get into that right now. But the point is that a lot of people don't always know how to counter him. So one of the most difficult things about Lucino is that even if you try to mind game a survivor, nothing's more embarrassing than when you mind game yourself. And I do feel like a lot, like the popular thing to do is to only show like how good you are at a game. Like I've done that before, right? And that's actually the reason why my YouTube grew. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not against it. I'm actually not criticizing any other person. I'm saying that at the point that I'm at right now, it feels kind of good to be able to show gameplay that's not really that remarkable. Show gameplay. I did a compilation, I think that's how you say that word, with Lizard, of me just crashing into obstacles for a full like 3.5 minutes or whatever. It was a good video. But there's a purpose with me going on my rants right now. I'm going on my rant right now, right? Because even if you suck ass, sometimes the enemies are worse than you. And so when I'm having a really bad game, I try to remind myself that so I don't get frustrated and give up. Like I can't tell you how many times I get 3 cipher kited, but then I get really like lucky and I prevent the rescue, which allows me to win. Or in a situation where, I don't really know where I'm going with that, but I just wanted to show some gameplay of that, of me using Lucino and me really not doing that spectacular in the beginning of the game. And I really like to record my footage. In this gameplay here, what I was really focusing on is trying to figure out Lucino's charged attack. His charged attack, so you saw me actually kind of get destroyed by that cowboy at one point. Because I thought that I could hit him with my charged attack and I couldn't, and then I got fucked by it. So one of the things that I try to do when I try to relax, when I try to learn these characters is to show, I don't really show it often, but I'm trying to, showing you the games where I'm really experimenting stuff in a ranked match. And there's going to be times where it completely backfires. So maybe I'm a hypocrite because I end up, you'll see what happens in this match. But my point is that if I didn't, so I played bad. I didn't play good early game. And I missed my charge attack. I probably could have got him down a lot faster. But I made mistakes and that was good. Maybe that survivor did things that made me make those mistakes. But I was able to adapt based on my experience. Right? So I'm not really necessarily playing good because I'm a good Lucino. I feel like I'm recovering from a bad game because of my hunter experience with other hunters. You see me still missing jumps. And I was able to change to abnormal, and I was like, I feel like these survivors have invested everything into this one cipher. And so that's exactly what I did. I ended up abnormal in that cipher as a last-ditch effort, and it's the only reason why. If I didn't make that decision, I would have been screwed. But you can see that as a Lucino, I still haven't mastered the environment. So I'm just going to keep posting gameplay footage of, I'm not going to keep doing it because I want to cover other stuff. I want to cover anime and other things too eventually on the channel, but we'll see if I ever do that. I barely ever fucking post anyways, but it feels good to be able to, have you guys part of my journey of getting better at Lucino. One of my biggest problems right now with him is really remembering to pan the camera down. I've really just not been doing a good job at it. And for some reason, I feel like I'm getting better at like doing 2 jumps in the air, 3 jumps in the air and controlling it. I feel like I can control it like 90% of the time now, and which is really good. But panning that camera down has been by far the most hardest thing or the most difficult component to learn in Lucino. And again, I'm not trying to be number one. I will never be number one. I don't want to be number one because I don't put that much time into rank mode. But yeah, just remember, man, everything's a learning experience. Especially with these games, man. I was so pissed off. Watch this jump, though. Can we talk about that jump? Can we talk about that jump, boo-boos? Oh, man, that was a good jump. Thank God. And you can see that there's a little bit of miscommunication among the survivors. That's going to happen. They're probably not able to communicate with one another. But yeah, so I wanted you guys to tell me, what is the worst game that you've ever had and you still managed to win? There's so many gameplays where like, man, I feel like, damn, like because it's hard with Lucino. It really is sometimes. And again, I feel like the higher tiers, even though it will probably be harder in a way, it'll probably be easier because they're going to play mind games with you. But it's hard to win a game of chess when the other person is playing checkers. And that was really good. Some people have no idea how to kite this guy, and they just literally run straight. They run the most predictable routes, and you go jump, and you immediately come back down because you think that they're going to go back through the pallet and double back, and they don't. They just keep running forward. And then, like, sometimes I'll post them, and I'll be like, have you ever, like, kited Lucino before? And they'll be like, oh, no, I just, and I'm like, damn it, I played myself. It is frustrating. I think one of the most frustrating things with Lucino now, after playing him for many, many hours, I mean, I play a lot of quick matches at a rank mode too. I really try not sacrificing my life for rank time. I hardly ever rank just because it doesn't work with my schedule. But I do try to show my rank footage at least on YouTube. And The most frustrating thing for him, you would actually think it's hitting obstacles. I actually think that if they just removed his energy from on the bottom there, that is the most frustrating thing. Because there's so many times where, like, when I feel like a lot of Luchinos will admit this. When you get really good at Lizard, like, I mean really good at Lizard, you can do a lot of things. And there's a lot of ways for you to kind of come back from the game. It's still hard. It's still definitely more difficult to use him than pretty much every other hunter, right? Like, that's just my opinion. Dream Witch is still difficult. Mad Eyes is still difficult. Mad Eyes is probably more difficult, but you get my point. At least he has, certain tools in his toolkit, if you will, or toolbox. But with Lucino, there's a lot of things that you can do, and what really sucks is when you're out of that energy, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, especially if you try to play aggressive, it's almost like he has a ability that's supposed to give him map control, but then they severely weaken it. And I just wish that they got rid of the energy reserves. I just feel, I understand, like, the reality and realism of it. You see Spider have it. You see Mad Eyes have it. But, I mean, they have skills that can stay there and linger and that you can use later on, depending on how you use them. A little bit more than, Spider Queen than Mad Eyes. But with Lucino, you don't really have that. You use your ability and that's it. And I really wish that they would get rid of the energy reserves, but I guess that's based on his current build. So if they actually buff him the way that I think they need to buff him, then I may not agree with that whole energy thing. But yeah, so that's just my video. Hope you guys liked it. Kind of ranted. Fuck the beginning of this video. I don't know what the hell I was doing. You guys have bye.